Hey there, it's Jazz. Welcome back to my channel. And today's video is on how to prepare for going home after being abroad for so long.
I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shade of doubt hanging around that old. 'Cause darling, there is nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone.
And I wanted to share my experience with my recent visit home and how it felt and how I prepared myself for that. So the reason I thought about doing this video was because I received a lot of interesting messages when I was at home. So I wanted to read some of them because I thought that they were pretty interesting. One of them was like, I thought you would never go home. And someone else reached out saying, you know, it was a very heartfelt message. It just didn't apply to me, but they were saying that they hoped that I did not feel like a failure because I was home. And I was like, what? Like, I was visiting, you know? It's like, yeah, well, some people feel like a failure. And I was like, wow, when they visit home, you know? And we talked a little more, and she had mentioned that her family kind of was wilding and said that she needed to visit home. And that reminded me of a few things. One, that like no one has that type of power over my life or hold on my life. And not to say that that's wrong. It's just not my life and my experience. So yeah, I don't experience that with my family. Like, I did not visit home until I was good and ready to do so. And no one pressures me into coming home. I'm also not, I don't have the same family dynamic as a lot of other people. So yeah, but I totally did not feel like a failure going home. I actually felt super grounded. I had lots of realizations. I had an epiphany. You know, I was sitting under the new moon, under the full moon at my mom's house on the porch. And I had this sudden epiphany, is the only word I can think of, is that told me that, you know, you are not this place. You are not the hood. Yeah, that is where I'm from, but like, if my upbringing, if this environment had such an impact on my life and my upbringing and how I think and all these things, then wouldn't the last 4 years of the environments I've been in also impact me? Wouldn't me removing myself from that environment impact me so much, right? So just having that aha moment that was like, wow, Jazz, like, this is part of it, and also who you are now is a greater part of it. So yeah, it was nice. It was also a reminder of how far I've come. It was a reminder that everyone does not make it out. And it reminded me that what I'm doing is very extraordinary and that I need to help others, you know, and it impacts my family and my friends to get out of their comfort zone and to live the life of their dreams, because it's like, wow, I'm really doing that. I love the life that I've created for myself, and to go back home was a reminder of what I've done. So that was amazing. It was also really nice seeing my family. It was also nice seeing my friends. My friend came from Vegas to see me. My cousin came from Arizona to see me. My friend from Pasadena. I spent time with my cousins who I have never even hung out with as adults, you know, reconnected with other family members. So it was a really nice time. I spent time with my brother, actually quality time with him for the first time as adults. And yeah, it was a really, really nice experience. So, I enjoyed myself. I did not feel like a failure. And I wanted to also reiterate that, like, going home is not a failure. Even if things don't work out with you, with your journey abroad, and you need to go home, that's not failing. The fact that you even took your ass somewhere else is magnificent, and that strides in itself, right? Because everyone does not have that courage to do so. You know how many people are terrified, you know, to face the unknown. And if you've done that, you're extraordinary. and we are breaking curses. So like, don't have that narrative with yourself, you know, please don't. That's what that message did for me, was like, wow, are people out here feeling like that? You know, like, please look at what you're even accomplishing. If you're even thinking about doing this, right? If you have it in your mind to leave America or leave your hometown or to do something that you don't know the outcome of, you are amazing. And know that takes a lot of courage. So don't play yourself. Please do not downplay yourself out here in these streets, okay? Like, don't. And it also reminded me that, like, I need to be the light of my family, and also the difference, right? Like the light that guides people to a different lifestyle that they may not be normally exposed to, right? Like talking to my younger cousins who like are teenagers, and one of them wanting to fight like Muay Thai and stuff, and I'm like, yo, go to Thailand and study that shit, right? How many other people is he gonna talk to in my family when he mentions that he wants to do Muay Thai, tells him to go study in Thailand, explains to him that he can go get a visa, right? And I can actually help him. I know the steps to do that. That is the amazing part of this journey, of getting this knowledge and this wisdom through lived experience, right? So I'm not no makeup guru, so don't ask me shit. Don't tell me nothing. If you want to give me a tip, that's fine, but don't do it publicly. I don't like that shit. This is how I prepared for my trip home. The first thing is, y'all, I didn't watch no news. I did not watch the news. So I don't know if you guys remember me saying that I was gonna go home back in December, and that was the plan. I was going home. I was sure of it, and then I ended up not going. I don't know why I'm doing this, because I don't have no makeup on it. I ended up not going home, and the reason why was my mom called me and was like, hey girl, you still coming home? And I was like, yeah. She's like, have you been watching the news? And I was like, no mom, if I watch the news, I'm probably not gonna come home, because there's always some shit going down, right? So she's like, okay, well, she was like, well, then don't watch the news. Y'all, the first thing I did was watch the news. And I was watching the news, and I was like, that's when the Rona was crazy. The Rona was running round, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm not going over there. I'm not going over there. Hold on, let me see. I was like, let me wait a little bit, right? So that was the plan, was to just wait a minute. And I did. I waited a long minute. 6 months later, I'm still there, and I'm deciding to leave. So that's why I did not watch the news before I left. I also did not consume any news while I was there, because I figure, like, if some shit going down that I really need to know, I'm gonna find out without watching the news, right? So I didn't watch the news there, and that made it feel a lot lighter. The hardest part about being home was, like, there was no bump gun. Like, what? And then I kept being the only person that would, like, be taking my shoes off, right? Then y'all take my shoes off. My cousin's house, go outside, they just stole my shoes. I said, get me out of this ghetto. I'm just kidding, I made that story up. But, yeah, so that's how I feel, y'all. That's how I feel. I'm gonna edit this video and put it up. But I think that a lot of it is reminding yourself that you are not a failure. No matter what you're doing in life, as long as you're living your life and you trying and you getting up every day and you doing some shit with yourself, you're not a failure. Even if you ain't getting up and doing shit with yourself, maybe you just being, and that's cool too. So let's change this narrative that going home means that you are a failure, okay? That's some bullshit, and I don't want to hear that.